Yo guys, this is my commentary for my one credit clear of RayForce. I'm pretty nervous. I'm kind of nervous to do this because, for starters, I'm pretty insecure about the way my voice sounds. I don't like how it sounds. I hate it. I think, personally, that I sound like a dork. And if you find my voice annoying to listen to, sorry about that. And also, the last commentary I did for Kitsui, like, months back, it was pretty bad because my microphone wasn't really configured the best, so oftentimes throughout that video you'd hear my voice like trailing off, and you couldn't understand what I was saying sometimes. It just didn't really make for an enjoyable commentary. Yeah, so this time I decided to make a much better setup. Hopefully this time my voice is a lot clearer and you can actually hear what I'm saying. Okay, so alright, onto the run itself. This clear took me like a month or so to get. At first I was really intimidated because, like, from what I've seen, like, this game is pretty difficult and scary in a lot of times, but after I practice every stage, every part, every boss, and all that stuff, let's started getting into my head, the route and stuff, and eventually I was able to start doing full runs. And after many tries, I finally got the clear. Yeah. Although, even if you practice, it's still it's still pretty tough. Okay, so don't get too cocky. By the way, if you're looking to get this clear yourself, go check out Pan's guide. His video was super helpful. He explains things a lot better than I do here. Not only does he go over the route, how to safely route through the game, he also mentions things like 30 Hz autofire and how it makes the game easier. So I highly recommend you check that out. I'll put a link in the description below, so you can go watch that at your own time. This game has a pretty cool scoring system involving the lock-on laser. If you get up to 8 enemies, you can rack up a lot of score. So, but fortunately, if you're just playing for survival, you don't really need to score all that often. But it is kind of helpful to score in the first 2, 3 or so stages, because doing so will let you reach the X10s a lot faster and a lot earlier. So just keep that in mind. Also, by the way, the visuals of this game are awesome. Look at the way you enter the moon, and all these pillars. It's hollowed out core. Wow. This game also has a lot of other examples. This game has some of the coolest graphical trickery I've ever for an arcade game, especially one in 1994. This stuff is pretty dang impressive, man. Also, this battleship isn't too difficult. Just be careful of those turrets. They might get a shot at you. Make sure you spot them. Up ahead are these battleships. They each take 3 lock-ons to kill, if you want to get a bit of extra score. Look at that view of Earth there again. Really cool. And then look at that entrance of the second boss, the little hologram thing. First thing you want to do is shoot at those side pods. Okay, I kind of mess up here, and in a few seconds, look Look at that. Oops. Kind of bad. But eventually I start getting myself together, and at this point on, it's just locking on to like the core and dodging its lasers. You do want to be careful sometimes, because sometimes occasionally this dude will pop out on attack. He'll shoot these waves of bullets. Thankfully, I don't really run into that pattern often, so in most cases this boss is pretty easy. I think most of the bosses in the game aren't too much of a problem, except for a few. Because there was a few that I didn't really get too consistent at. Okay, so stage 3. This one you want to practice a lot. You really want to practice a lot until you get it right. Because when I was still practicing this game, I had a lot of trouble with this stage. Like you really have to have a clear route, or you're gonna get smoked. Yeah, but this kind of applies to like a good chunk of the game too. But stage 3 is just where it starts getting more important. And okay, the mid boss, this four-armed dude will shoot lasers at you with its arms. Try to take out 2 at once, and then go close to its like center. Try to get as many lock-ons with it as you can. You really don't want this thing to survive for too long. He's a pretty scary boss, honestly. Not too consistent at that. Okay, here I forgot to move to the left. Look at that. This is gonna get some of the missiles out, but it's not too bad. This part here is kind of chill. Like just be sure to lock on to those guys. I do a bit better at dealing with them here. You'll see these like rafts. They'll shoot at you. It's not that bad. Just dodge them. And then this part, you want to practice. Stream those lasers over there, and then just move from side to side. I didn't really like destroy this time split. Whatever. Okay. Up ahead, I kind of mess up. You'll see it in a few moments. Okay, so I lock onto those guys, into one of the turrets. This last one over there, look, I forgot to shoot, and then look at that. Look at that. Like, I was so lucky not to die there. That was a really close call, man. I don't know that part specifically. I'm not that consistent at it. There's definitely a much better way to go about that, but whatever. Anyway, the stage 3 boss. This guy is not too bad once you know what you're doing. He's pretty free. Just lock on as much as I can to that little middle core. He's gonna shoot these mines. Your 30 hertz auto fire should kill them. Just don't try not to move too much, or you might run into them. And then when a sword shoot at you, move over to the right, and then stop shooting lock-on lasers to the core. Wait for a second, and when the sword starts firing again, you start locking on to that core again, and then move over to the left. Turrets might get a few shots off, and then just keep locking on, and then he should be dead. Yeah. Okay. At this point in the run, I'm realizing it's kind of decent. No deaths so far. It's going exactly how was I planned. Is it? That's all the potential. Okay. First thing you'll run into is the Zako, and they'll shoot at you. You have to deal with them with like this U motion in order to deal with them safely. This stage is also pretty routing heavy. For those towers, make sure not to kill them too fast, or a wave of Zako is gonna spawn, and that is pretty unpleasant. So you do want to be sure of that. Up ahead, there's gonna be one more wave of Zako. Just do the same thing. You move over from side to side in a U motion, and it's honestly not too bad. Just do that as I said. And then it's pretty decent here, but here I start locking onto those mechs, but I forget one. He goes over to my side, he shoots a shot, but fortunately I don't get hit. Again, wait for those towers, and then shoot at them. Here, I kind of mess up. Gets a few shots off, and yeah. But again, I get back on track, shoot those towers, and keep pressing forward. Ahead, there's gonna be a bunch of tanks. Just be mindful and like move around stuff. Okay, up ahead is this. After these blue guys is the tower. First thing you want to do is go all the way up here so that those tanks on the side won't shoot you, and then just lock onto those turrets. Now, a lot of people like to kill this tower, but I never kill the tower. The reason why, because whenever I try to kill a tower, those tanks at the back often get a shot off me, and it's really scary. Yeah. There's gonna be a few Zako here, but don't worry, they're not too scary. This last part, there's gonna be these mechs. Again, they're not too scary. Just be mindful of where they're aiming, because their shots are kind of fast. They do have limited angles anyway. Just lock on and just keep track of where they are going. And the stage 4 boss is pretty easy with the 3 shots fire. Just lock on to those 2 side legs, and then you don't have to do anything else. That's all you have to do. It's pretty easy. Okay, stage 5. It's a bit of a nice break before going to stage 6, but it's no slouch either. You can get a few free chains at the start, but this wave here, you want to start locking onto them, because they're gonna try to go behind you and then shoot missiles at you. That is bad. You definitely do not want that. So kill as many of them as possible. This part, try to lock on again as many of them as you can, and then just use your side of your shot to shoot them. There's gonna be these guys. So 3 of them are gonna pop up. One right there, and then one on the right. Just lock on to them a bit and shoot them. They're not too bad. And then one on the left. Those guys at the bottom won't appear, and won't really appear until later. So just get some free scroll off of them if you want. And then these tanks seem kind of scary at first, but they'll only shoot at you once. After that, they're just gonna turn their heads and then become useless. So, and then these blue guys, they appear for the first time. Their shots are not too bad. Just I just like to stay in one side. It's a lot more consistent. I only like move when they fire and like later at the more tricky parts of the stage. So it's all about the spread, and then this part's pretty chill. 1, 2, 3. Do that for all those, and make sure to lock onto those blue guys again. And then this time I decided to move to the side and then back again, because those tanks are shooting at me. Again, try to lock onto the blue guys as you can, and move over to the side. And just like that, that's most of stage 5. But then up ahead, there's the boss. Stage 5 boss. I'm mostly consistent, but except for 2 parts. You move over to the side, give space for lightning, and then first part, just shoot at the head and shoulders, and then one of the cannons is gonna blow up, and then keep shooting at the head and shoulders blow up. And then this part with like the little spray of those bullets, the part's kind of scary. I died to that sometimes. And then those yellow orbs again. If I'm in a bad spot, I sometimes die to those, but I got kind of lucky here. And alright, at this point in the run, this is a really good run. No deaths so far. 4 lives in stage 4. And by the way, this... oh my god, I meant stage 6! Ah! But anyway, this stage 6 is scary. Stage 6 is really scary. You saw those Zako? You see those Zako? Yeah, they shoot they like spray bullets at you instead of the Zako from earlier just shooting directly at you. Definitely do want to practice all those parts. Those 2 turrets, try to kill them as fast as you can before next Zako wave comes. I almost get clipped by one of those bullets, but it's not too... okay, these green guys are... My best tip for you is to just destroy like the little side drones. And spray these bullets and then stream the lasers. It gets kind of bad there. Almost get myself killed, but whatever. Okay, there's gonna be a bit of a break here. These blue guys are gonna come up, and up ahead is the tank. He's pretty terrifying at first, but once you know what to do, he gets consistent. He's not too bad. I want to get his full lock, and then gonna shoot these shots. Move over to the side, to the side, and then eventually he's gonna die. His shots didn't really show because like the frame rate, but they were pretty wide. There's gonna be these guys like shooting lasers down. Just try to make sure they don't ram into you. You want to be a bit careful. This next part, there's gonna be like a lift with 4 turrets. That part, I'm not super consistent. I often die there. Look, and I do something a little risky. I move in between the lasers. Yeah, look at that. There is definitely a much better way to do that, but whatever. Up ahead, it's again mostly chill. There's gonna be these tanks that shoot blue shots, but just they come in swarms, but they die kind of easily. This part, there's gonna be 3 turrets. I almost got myself killed again, but again I survived. And then this part, like the little towers and pipes. Each tower takes like 5 lock-ons to kill, and then destroying the pipes, they fall. And then for this part, like I like move on to like each little section, and then like just kill the tanks from there. It's really consistent for me. Want to make sure to kill that tower before the last wave of Zaku here comes up. Look at that. But fortunately that's the last wave, and then 2 of those green guys from earlier. Again, do the same as you. Try to throw the drones, stream the lasers. Don't try to do anything too risky. And then the boss, Dynamo. Again, I sometimes die at this guy, but once you know what to do, he's pretty consistent. You move over to the side here, and then continue shooting at one of those little side pods until it explodes. And then you just lock on to the center. Make sure to watch out for those lasers. Yep, over there. And then just keep locking on the center until we move on to second phase. Okay, second phase is like just stay in the middle here and shoot these lasers. Try to kill those orange cores before they get to shoot your spread. If they do get your spread, it's kind of bad. Those swimming lasers are over there, just dodge them and go around it. Okay, and there's this stage 6 boss is dead. Okay. Now here in the run, like while like I was really nervous, at the same time, I have 4 lives, no deaths. Like, come on, dude. This clear was basically guaranteed at this point. Like all I have to do is just do my best to survive. Don't and go close to that guy there. Point blank him. It's not too bad. And then this city here. I'm just take this moment here to talk a bit about the lore. So, like, you know, there's this AI con human gnawing out the center of the earth, trying to kill all humans, and then make cloned humans replace us, and they all live here, and then try to escape, presumably from like those blue ships. Okay. Anyways, these Zakos here are the worst in the game. They're really fast. They'll try their hardest to ram you on the side. Look at that slowdown there, and I ram into them. It's my first death, but I don't really care because I have 3 lives anyway, and you should probably expect to die at least once at the hands of these Zonkos. They're really hard to not die to, you know. Okay. Going up the tower is not that bad. Just stay in the middle of the big rockets and do your best to lock into the small ones. Prioritize those first, as they might get a shot off of you, so I exercise caution there. And then this last part before the final boss, you'll get a bunch of these capsules. They contain a lot of power-ups. You can basically use these to get a lot of score if you want. You get some free score. It's kind of fun to do, actually, you know. Just get like all those 8 lock-ons and then boom. It's like the sound of that, like exploding, is so. That's fine. Okay, now the final boss, Con-Human. He wants to destroy all of humanity, but don't worry, we're gonna do. First thing you want to do is lock on to that thing here. I do die to those, and then if you don't worry, just keep locking on. It's gonna move up here, and then these Zonkos are gonna pop out. But I kill him fast, so I don't really have to worry about those too much. If that the first phase could continue for long enough, he will shoot these homies, which are pretty nasty. Okay, second phase, just go on the claws and then move over to the bottom left, and then move over to the bottom right. Simple enough. And then I just keep shooting that claw, and then final phase. This final phase takes about 64 lock-ons to kill, if I remember correctly. Here, just keep locking on. Don't worry too much about those pink bullets. They're not super hard to dodge. You want to be careful of them. And then he's gonna come up. I get a few lock-ons off him, and then he's dead. GG's. Look at that explosion. Ooh, those particles going out of him, man. Whew. Okay, and now you made this far. You get to enjoy the credits. You know what you must do now. Lock on to the center of the earth, shoot the lasers, and then say goodbye to our home planet forever, planet Earth. Well, that's too bad. Or good, actually. We didn't need to, we did need to kill that AI. He would have killed all of us otherwise. Okay. Besides that, this game was a wild ride, dude. I had a lot of fun with this game. A lot of fun learning, practicing. Like, even though it did kick my ass a lot, yeah. This is no easy game by any means. RayForce, yeah. This game is pretty dang cool for its time. I also checked out the other games in the series. RayStorm, that game is a lot harder than RayForce. I mean, RayForce is pretty tough, but RayStorm is a whole different can of beans. It looks nightmarish, man. I did credit feed to that a few days ago just to see how hard it was. I'm like, wow, it really hard. Especially the final boss, it's really. And also Ray Crisis, third game. That one's pretty cool. I kind of like the little cyberspace theme. That also seems a lot more approachable than RayStorm. And that's the end of this run. I'll see you all next time.